Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League Realistic Performance League. I am Tim, back with my host, my co-commentator once again, Malk. Are you the host or are you the co-commentator, Malk? I can't keep it straight today.
I don't even know, to be fair. I'm sure I'm the co-host as well. But don't worry, Tim, don't worry. How you doing, mate? You all right? All good?
I am doing fine, ready to get qualifying underway for the Realistic Performance League Australian Grand Prix. Of course, we are the Invictus Racing League, and this stream is brought to you in partnership with GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver61. Big shout out to our sponsors for jumping on board and supporting the stream and the league as a whole. There is the F1 paddock ready for the first one to blink for qualifying.
Yeah, it's a glorious one because we're at the Australian Grand Prix at Melbourne track as well. So it's one of those tracks where it's well known for everyone since I believe it was 95. I think it was 95, 96. The last time the very first time that we was at Melbourne Park. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. But with the Invictus, it's been well known for many seasons at Invictus Racing League. So it should be interesting to see how these guys can capitalise. And there's been a few shocks along the way this last few days this week. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a few shocks tonight because I believe we got Russman now doing his blinked first, as you said, Tim, with the qualifying as well. So over to you, mate.
Yeah, Russman in the McLaren here. And so far just on his outlap. But you mentioned 1995. I kind of want to ask you something. Was that the year that Mika Häkkinen had his really bad crash that people thought might have ended his career at one point?
Well, that's a good question, actually. I feel really old now trying to remember it. I don't think so. You might be right, actually. I'll have to double check next time, but I remembered it was the first, I think it was 95, 96 was the last, like the very first time that we were at Melbourne Park in the real life F1. And I remember 96 where Damon Hill won that championship that year, up to like Japan as well. So Mika Häkkinen, when he won it in 98 and 99, I think it was, 98, 99. So yeah, it should be interesting to see what these guys can try and do and try and match the greats on the track itself. So, Russman has spun at the last few corners, Tim.
Just a little bit of a wiggle. He gets it out of the grass and back on track, but it looks like it might have invalidated his lap. No, it didn't. Invalidated his outlap, but the outlap doesn't matter. It is the time lap, the flying lap that he's on right now that you want to have a good time in. We'll ride on board with Russman. Oh, but he goes way off track and into the grass. Looks like those tires are colder. Really, the track is cold. That's what I've noticed with this year is that these tracks are very cold in qualifying, and you really do need to wait to the last couple of minutes before you have the optimal grip.
Oh, absolutely. You need to try and make sure you get that tyre wear all the way, like really up to like 100% of the warmth, and get that grip. If you don't get that right setup as well, Tim, you're going to be flinging off at the corners itself. And we're just watching Nitrogash now. He looks like he's keeping it smooth and calm on that Ferrari car. And at the moment, I mean, obviously this hasn't got the latest, the newest track. I don't know if you heard about it, the latest track of the Melbourne track, where instead of putting that, you can go straight on, full on, straight on through the second sector without any of this sharp, the chicane part as well. So this would be quite interesting to see how that will be fared in probably next year's game or something like that. But Eric Pancakes has retired from the session. I think he has crashed at the chicane of death, as I would call it. And when I say the chicane of death, that's just after that. Oh my God, no, gosh! I tell you what, Tim. That what was it? That last turn at the centre corner, turn 15. That's where people are struggling with the spin of the car, as well.
Yeah, and So far, we've had two drivers, Rustman and Nitrogash, both have issues. But Wojtek, last week's winner, he got through there okay, so he's going to set a fast lap. A 124.166 is the first time on the board and the time to beat. Let's take a look at Matty in the Alfa Romeo as O'Steven goes a 126.2 on the medium tire.
Absolutely, he's done a still of a job. Hold on, and I'll tell you what, one of the Mercedes. Yeah, one of the Mercedes, that might be Sir Spud. Sir Spud has crashed at the chicane of death. He had a crash, let me just double check. Yeah, it was, he crashed at the chicane of death. And when I say chicane of death, that was at Wake Corner, which is at turn 12. That's how I keep saying it as well. So turn 12 is going to be a danger zone for these drivers tonight. And also turn 15, which is the centre corner, where Spud is just passing now, Tim. So I think there's going to be some worrying drivers tonight based on what they're seeing so far.
Maybe so, but Ginger Tiger, 123.907, the fastest time on the board. Wojtek in second, Reshka in third, DXT Matty fourth, Party Trev in fifth, third place finisher from last week, and of course O'Steven with that 126.2 in the sixth position. Taking a look at Pass at the moment, trying to get a banker lap in. Looks like he invalidated his first lap as he already has one lap on those soft set of tires. So we'll see if he can get one more as Rustman goes fastest now, a 123.721 for the first man out on track today and the first man to spin it in the final corner.
Absolutely, and he did. To be fair, he was really, like I said, he was really unlucky last week, if I remember it right. He was really, really unlucky. I think he got spun out at the last corner, at the last lap, and he would have had a good, decent position, but hopefully he'll try and bounce back. But Giga Tiger's got pole position 123.659, and he improves it by 2/10 of a lap. Tim, unbelievable stuff.
And I'm kind of wondering, why are they deciding to go 2 laps on their soft tires? I understand why Rustman did, but I don't quite understand why Ginger Tiger did, because he already had a fast lap in the books.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think they're just trying to get a good lap and then try and use the next one to try and improve, because I've seen a few times in the past where you probably think that's a bit of a danger zone where they're trying to use too much of those tyre wear and it's going to damage limitations during the race. But overall, Tim, if they're feeling confidence, which I believe Giga Tiger and Rustman, they're the ones to be watching out for as well. I think they're comfortable trying to get some decent position as they are now, but whether they are going to try and do a new, I reckon they'll do a new lap anyway, but it's going to be interesting to see if we are going to try and get to the low 23s tonight, Tim.
We might be able to do that already. A 123.6 and a 123.7 for the top two, the only drivers so far to break into the 123 second bracket. Zelko Jablik in the Mercedes goes 8th quickest, a 132.6. So definitely a banker lap there, not the fastest lap on the board by far. Look at G Guys here in the Aston Martin. It is Ginger Tiger's car allocated teammate. Of course, not his official teammate. His official teammate for Only Fools in Horsepower Racing is DXT Matty in the Alfa Romeo this week.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be interested to see how he's going to try and do with that car allocated itself. So I'm just watching the new guy called Career Fan 101. So he's done a 26.233 just in the Haas car. So the Haas car is without doubt the older version of the Williams car, which is the slowest car in the game itself. So I'd be interested to see if he can try and push on, but going to be a bit of a tough ask on the debutant driver tonight, Tim.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, but nice to see him here anyway, out here racing. And you know, a 126.2 on the softs after 3 laps, he's probably just trying to get a little bit of practice in. Might go out there on a fresh set of Dr. Feelgoods later on and be A-OK. But taking a look at the Aston Martin as he is in the 3rd and final sector of this race course. And he's invalidated, though. I just looked over and noticed that, so this is not going to be a timed lap for him. Party Trev, though, on an out lap now. A lot of drivers on an out lap as Zelko goes quickest, a 123.649. Yeah,
Zelko. That's how you pronounce it. Zelko Jablik has done a belter by 100th of a second, Tim. 100th of a second. What a lap from the Mercedes driver tonight. Fantastic stuff.
I'll honestly say that I did not expect him to get the pole after he set that 132, but I did say it was just a banker lap, and a banker lap it was indeed.
Oh, I tell you what, I love it how you said it's the banker lap. We'll have to wait and find out if it's going to be the perfect lap as well later on. We're about 8 minutes 40 left of the qualifying. Can anyone try and stop Zelchko Jablik in pole position at the moment? That's a big question of it all. We've got Wojtek in 5th at the moment. A 10th quicker, Tim. A 10th quicker on his lap. So at the moment, be a 24 flat the way it goes. So what do you think Wojtek has to do? I mean, he had a great win last week at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Do you think he will emulate it again and try and get into at least the top 3 tonight?
Well, if he's starting in the top 5, I think that he's got a realistic shot, but judging from what I saw on Tuesday, this track is very difficult to pass, and dirty air is not your friend. In fact, it is your worst enemy around this race course. You get so close to a car, and then you're just stuck in a bubble behind them to where it doesn't matter how much DRS you have, how much speed you have, or how much you are praying to your own God. You are just not going to get around them.
Absolutely not, Pommy. Absolutely not. But I just have to wait and see how Wojtek can try and do coming to the crossed corner at turn 16. Here we go. If he can try and get to the low 23s, this would be a fantastic lap. Oh my! Oh my! He got to second, Tim, by 3,000 a second ahead of Giga Tiger. And I think Reshka's moved up to 5th. Reshka's moved up to 5th with a 123.798, Tim.
And here comes Pass. He's about to set a lap. Oh, no, he doesn't, though. He has invalidated his lap, so this will not be a time lap for Pass at all. A lot of invalidations here. And Party Trev, the fastest lap, a 123.478. A podium finisher last week, and now the provisional pole today.
Spud, sorry, Tim, to interrupt you there. Spud has spun after turn 2. He has spun at turn 2. Again, another one of those parts of the track where you can't make a mistake, and if you do, that's going to penalise you, and that's going to cost you decent points tonight. So that's really interesting. So Spud, Eric Pancake's Livingwall are already out, but Spud is the first person out with that time itself, with the DNF as well. So Tim, who are you watching so far?
Watching G Guys, but he sends it off in the turns 1 and 2 and goes into the grass and into the wall. Not going to be a fast lap for him at all, and he's running out of time, honestly. Just over 6 minutes remaining. He does have time to get back and put another set of soft tires on there, but he just cannot get that car to do what he wants, and I just feel bad for him, and he has retired from the session. He said enough was enough.
Yeah, he's retired from on track as well, so he'll be annoyed at that lap as well. So, and Sab's also out with the DNF as well. So, sorry, with the retirement as well. So, unbelievable stuff. We've got Polytrev with the perfect lap with a 123.478, and that's a still of a job. Just watching Pass coming up to the end of, well, coming up to the end, halfway through the first sector. So it'll be interesting to see what he can try to do. He's on the medium tires as well, 124.4, but this could be his 3rd lap, depending on if he's doing more. He's 9/10 slower, so that would have been his qualifying lap, the 24.493 that he's just crossed over, Tim.
And Pass, with those medium tires, he's just barely in that top 10. If you start in the top 10, you have to run the tires that you qualified on, no matter how many laps they have. If you start outside the top 10, you can change your tire compound, and regardless, you'll be starting on a brand new set. So Pass trying to get as much pace as he can with these medium tires and maybe optimize his potential strategy for this race. A 124.4, his best time, as we take a look at Carrera Fan 101 on his flying lap now. His best time, a 125.473 on the soft tires. We'll go back and take a look at Pass here in just a moment and see if he is able to. No, he's not actually. He is slow, so we'll go back to Carrera Fan. Not sure what's happening with Pass. Carrera Fan in the 2nd sector now, and approaching the chicane of death, the tricky turn 10.
Turn 12, mate. Turn 12.
Turn 12. Oh my goodness, I'm getting the worst corners of Australia and the worst corners of Bahrain mixed up. It's tricky turn 10 at Bahrain and tricky turn 12 at Australia. I cannot keep my numbers straight right now.
It's all right, mate. We'll let you off just this once. While you was watching Career Fan, Tarak with the two the AlphaTauris, and he said Alfa Romeo. I'm getting my words mixed up now. AlphaTauri cars in the top allocated cars in the top two. Yellow flag set to 3. That might be a McLaren. That might be either Russman or O'Stephen trying to slow down to try and get a good lap. As well as still on yellow flag sector 3. I will not be surprised if they're going to the pits now. Ooh, I wonder if I know who that was. That might be that is O'Stephen actually, Tim. That was O'Stephen who slowed down at the 3rd sector. So I'm not sure what happened to him.
Well, he's in the pits now as Russman and Taraco's quickest, a 123.185. The car allocated teammate of Party Trev, as Russman in 6th so far is in the 3rd and final sector. Let's see what time he can set on the board.
Absolutely. Let's see how Russman, he needs to try and push. He was really unlucky last week at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and now he could have a chance to try and close the gap to the top 2. Ooh. Yeah, nearly 200 quicker, Tim. Nearly 200 quicker. It was a quicker lap, but not enough to get into the top 5, Tim.
No, so Hesketh Hunter's currently in 3rd and 6th with Zelchko Japlik and Russman 88, and Russman almost spins it there on his what I assume to be his cool down lap. A few drivers starting their out laps now. Looks like Matty is on a lap in that Alfa Romeo, so we'll ride on board with him. Looks like everything's a-okay from his perspective so far.
Absolutely, he's trying to keep it cool and calm and be collective. Oh, yeah, the back end just went a little bit from his perspective, but he's trying to place that car where he wants it and try and push that car to the limit. And he's nearly 5 tenths quicker. So as things stand at 23.9, as we speak, at 23.9, if he plays his cards right. That's if he plays his cards right. This is a part where I absolutely hate this corner, at Clark Corner, which is turn 9 and 10. And the long right-hander, and then into turn 11. 2 tenths quicker, so a 23.7 possibility, a 23.7. It all depends how he can try and go through the 3rd sector, coming to Passing Hill into Ascari corner. And then we'd come up to, which is the centre corner, which is turn 15 and cross 16, which is right here, right now, turn 15, where we see quite a few drivers have spun out the back end of their cars. And then the centre corner, the cross corner at turn 16. Let's see how Matty can try and do. He can try and get as close. That'll be fantastic. A 24.1. A 24.1. Not best time for him, but not enough to get into the top 9. And Wojtek, 123.179, Tim.
A very impressive lap from Wojtek. Ginger Tiger goes 3rd quickest, a 123.392 for the Aston Martin driver. More drivers on their out lap, more drivers on their flying lap. Let's take a look at Reshka in the Williams. He is in the 2nd sector, approaching turn 12, the chicane of death, and has to slow down a little bit before the yellow flags, but he is invalidated, so it does not matter. We'll take a look at Nitro Gash, who's approaching the same corner, and he has not invalidated, so this will be a lap for Nitro Gash as long as he can keep it within the track limits for the remainder of the lap. A little bit of a wiggle there through that chicane, used a little bit too much curve. He definitely lost some time there, but it's better than losing the whole car.
Absolutely. Yellow flags at 2. That might be the Williams and the Aston Martin car. Not sure who that is just yet. Just watching Nigel Gash now come up to centre corner, and then Prost corner at turn 16. Here we go. Can Nigel Gash can try and get into the top 6? This will be a fantastic achievement. Oh, brilliant lap! Brilliant lap from Nigel Gash. A 123.222. Fantastic.
And Party Trev on a lap now in that AlphaTauri in the 2nd sector. A little bit slower, though. I think a 1/10 of a second slower than the fastest lap. Oh, and he's very slow through there. This is not going to be a good lap for Party Trev. Let's take a look at O'Stephen in the McLaren, see if he can maybe improve on his lap time. He's in the 2nd sector, just a little bit behind Party Trev.
While you're watching that, Tim, I'm just watching Zelchko Japlik coming up to the last few corners now, turns 15 and 16. If you can get a good exit, this will be a fantastic achievement. It might be close, actually. Oh, brilliant! Brilliant lap! Absolutely brilliant! Oh, what a lap from Zelchko Jablik. What a lap, 122.964. Tim.
Very impressive lap from Zelchko Jablik. I saw he was 0.5 of a second up in the final corner, and he definitely ran away with it. Congratulations to Zelchko Jablik. I believe that he is going to have the pole position because it looks like everyone else is finished.
Absolutely, Tim. I think that's what you see is what you're going to get for the qualifying as well. So fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic qualifying, to be fair, Tim.
And very impressive from Zelchko Jablik. Just don't want that to go unnoticed. He is, of course, driving for Hesketh Hunters alongside Russman. Of course, Zelchko's car allocated teammate is Sir Spud, while Russman's car allocated teammate is O'Steven. Sir Spud and O'Steven both, coincidentally, driving for Multi-Stop Racing. And here is your official starting lineup for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League. Zelchko Jablik in first, Wojtek in second, Turok in third, Nitro Gash in fourth, Ginger Tiger in fifth, Party Trev in sixth, Maddie in seventh, Russman in eighth, ninth is Pass, O'Steven in 10th, Reshka in 11th, 12th. This is the Carrera Fan 101, the brand new driver this week. Sir Spud in 13th, G Guys in 14th, Sab in 15th, and 16th is Eric Pancakes with Livingwall in 17th place. The last four drivers unable to set a time, so they're starting from the rear of the field and have a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. It'd be interesting to see how these guys can try and get a good start in the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League for round 2 at the Australian Grand Prix. Unbelievable stuff. So yeah, should be good. Should be interesting as well. And I've been told by the weather crew, Tim, it's going to be a dry race, Tim.
I'd say that comes as a big sigh of relief from the drivers in the paddock. I'm sure that they were not looking forward to driving around Australia in the sopping wet.
Oh, God, no. I wouldn't drive around it in the wet, especially in Australia, especially like at certain points of the track, like at turn 2, turn 12, the chicane of death, as I will say, and then turn 15. You keep saying this every week, you have to have a good balance of the car. If you don't get the right setup, you're never going to compete. And if you don't get, it's never going to work. You need to get the right setup, especially whether it's a multi-conditional, condition weather track as well. So it could be absolutely insane, to be fair. So I'm quite looking forward to it tonight, actually. I think, will Wojtek get that second win on the bounce? Or are we going to have another record, Tim, where we can have a different winner tonight? So that's interesting stuff. So what do you think is going to happen tonight, Tim?
I think it's going to be very interesting indeed, Malk. It's time to get our predictions in. That's what I think is about to happen. And in any order, my top 3 predictions is going to be Zelchko Jablik, Wojtek, and Ginger Tiger.
Oh, okay. That's quite interesting, actually. That really is interesting. So hopefully we have to see how it goes. This is quite tough, actually, because in Australia, you're guaranteed to have a safety car. At least one, I reckon. I reckon there'll be one safety car tonight. Wojtek needs to get that consistency going, so I reckon in no particular order. So Wojtek... if Jablik can keep that qualifying pace up and running, I would say him as well. See, Ginger Tiger did well in the F2 leagues, but he I'm not saying messed up, he struggled last week in the Performance League, so I want Nitro to do well. I want him to bounce back because he really wants to get back into that momentum of the podium. So I reckon, in no particular order, Wojtek, Jablik, and Nitro.
Well, we'll see what happens at the end of 29 laps. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership with GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver61. A big shout out to our sponsors for jumping on board and supporting the stream and the league as a whole. Here is your tire choices for the start of the race. Of course, the top 10 have to start on the tires that they qualified on. The remainder of the field can choose whatever the tire they desire, and a lot of them went with the mediums.
Yeah, they're trying and get those medium tyres out of the way as much as possible and try and use the softs near the end of the race, which I don't blame them, to be fair. I really don't blame them. It all depends on how those soft tyres that the guys in the top 10 will try and survive and try and go as long as possible. But obviously they don't want to get bursted tyres too later than ever before. And that's hopefully they won't do that at all. So it's just tyre management, Tim. It's just tyre management, and just hope that these guys can, and and the fuel management as well. If they can manage it well and their ERS, then they're in for a good position race tonight.
And you are correct about that, Malkin. Managing ERS is really a difficult task because it's so easy to be tempted to just, hit that the ERS button and just, get overtake and, kind of outrun your competitor. But you have to manage it throughout the course of the lap, and you have to know when you need to start saving by getting under really heavy braking, coasting the car just a little bit longer. It's these very fine, minute movements and actions that can really set yourself up for success.
Absolutely, and it's just the consistency and just managing it well, and you will do well in the league. You will do very, very well, to be fair. So, while the drivers are slowly going to the starting grid, and they're about to nearly finish, so I'll hand you over to Tim to do the usual. So, Tim, over to you, mate.
And an honor it is each and every week, Malk. The drivers finding their appropriate places on the grid, 29 laps coming your way, but we have 17 anxious drivers waiting to go green. And here we go. You hear those engines revving. You hear those itchy pedal feet. The drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League, Realistic Performance League, Australian Grand Prix. Wojtek there in second place. Now in first place, trying to make a move around Zelchko Jablik, and he makes the move before they get to turn one. Zelchko Jablik, your pole sitter, drops down to second place. Tarak in third place now, and Nitro Gas has retired from the session. Ginger Tiger up to fourth, Maddie in fifth. It is now a line of cars, but we got a battle with the McLarens in the back. Russman in eighth, ninth is Reshka, and we are under a virtual safety car.
Yeah, Tim, I did not see what happened with Nigel Gash's car because I was trying to watch the back of the grid, but from what I saw, it looked like after turn 1 or turn 2, he lost it. Whether he got caught by the drivers, I don't know, but his car was completely went into the wall, and that's why we have got the virtual safety car, Tim.
And we also have a lot of time penalties that drivers have picked up. We'll take a look at those. 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, and 5 seconds from G-Guy, Sir Spud, Livingwall, and Sab. All of it was because of collisions under the virtual safety car.
That's just unbelievable stuff. You can't afford to lose those. You can't afford to get those penalties. Even if they're like, you can't do anything about it. You just, unfortunately, you've got no choice at all. So hopefully they'll serve it when they do the pit stops. Hopefully they'll serve it. If not, they'll be at the end of the race. And Nigel Gash has left Australia. The garage itself is absolutely fuming tonight. So be interested to see what his thoughts was after. But Wojtek has got a drive-through penalty, Tim.
Drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. You got to be very careful with that delta time, and to be fair, it is difficult sometimes to maintain that delta pace because you have to slow way down for the corners, and then you got to speed right back up on the straightaways. But we are back under green. Wojtek, though, not going to be a happy camper with that. So Zelchko Jablik, knowing he's got that drive-through penalty, will eventually inherit the lead back as long as Tarak in the AlphaTauri behind him does not make a move around him. Looks like Maddie is getting closer to Ginger Tiger in the Aston Martin, though. Will ride on board with him and get a perfect bird's eye view, or not a bird's eye view, but a first-person view of what Maddie sees on track.
Absolutely. I'm just watching at the back of the grid as well. G. Creasy as well as Spud, they're having a good battle for 13th and 14th place. It looks like Spud got ahead, but then Creasy has just got ahead back into 13th. So yellow flag set to 2, Tim. That is, I believe, Livingwall. Livingwall has spun. Livingwall has spun. So no can start for Livingwall, Tim.
Not a good start indeed. Livingwall just not having the luck that he needs around here. Of course, he was my co-commentator on Tuesday for the F2 League. I was hoping that he would be able to learn something from this, you know, and he was too. We were talking about it, and he kind of mentioned how this gives him something to think about for his race on Thursday, but unfortunately, he's not able to put the plan into place today.
Absolutely. Oh, but then again, it's early doors. A safety car or anything like that could be the decisive point. Wojtek is now in the pits. And we've got Russman having a good battle with Pytrev. Pass and Matty trying to... Oh, Barty-Trev trying to go on the inside, but holding on for six. Holding on for six, but Russman, watching it from his perspective, needs to put the pressure on. Oh, he's just lost the back end, and now it's brought Reshka. Reshka's back into 7th place. Oh, Stephen! Two in a bed moment. Oh, contact. There was contact between Stephen and Russman. They're both McLarens. Driver allocated teams for tonight. Yellow flag set to 1. That is, I believe, Creasy. Creasy's out. Virtual safety car again, Tim.
So does 2 virtual safety cars make that guaranteed safety car you were talking about?
No. It has to be a strikeout. The baseball ground type stuff. So 3 strikes, that'll be the perfect one, I reckon, for the safety car, to be fair. Sorry, that was bad, wasn't it? Yeah, I think 3 strikes, that's the proper safety car, I reckon. So we're at 2, so 2/3 of it, definitely, yeah. But I don't know what's going on, Tim. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the track where it's unstable at some points. I don't know. I don't know whether they knew with like the updates that's going to cause any effect on some of the parts of the track itself. Because I've seen it a few times this season, like on what I was watching some of the drivers in the Invictus Racing League as well as tonight. There's been a few shocks to try and keep that car on track. Tim.
And I think that the update did catch a lot of drivers off guard. I know myself personally, and other people that I've talked to, feels like the cars now, the front end has a little less downforce and that it's a little more floaty in the corners. So those front tires just don't grip. So you're going to just push through the corner a little bit more than what you would before.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now virtual safety car has ended. Virtual safety car has ended. Here we go. Can Tarak put the pressure on? He was getting close to Zelchko in first place, but he's losing their 10th. So Tarak is having a great restart, try and pull away. Zelchko, I'm so sorry about that. I was trying to get ahead of myself. Zelchko trying to pull away from Tarak, who had a great start. Now Tarak is trying to bounce back after that mistake from there as well. So Tim.
And as we're watching this battle for the lead, I want to point out that Wojtek taking his drive-through penalty when he did that, actually, the virtual safety car actually did a lot of favors for him, because now he's in 13th position. He's still pretty far out of the lead, but he's not as far back as he would have been without that virtual safety car, so that was almost a saving grace for Wojtek.
Absolutely, absolutely, and just be interesting to see what he's going to try and do to get himself back into the top 10. So our predictions, well, I know my predictions have been shocking tonight with my predictions for tonight. So hopefully we'll try and see some. There could be different winners tonight. You never know. But Russman trying to close the gap onto Reshka. Stephen getting close to Russman for 8th place. So what's your thoughts of the race so far, Tim, on 5 of 29?
Well, I think that Tarak got a little bit more loose than what he feels comfortable with. That's what I think. I don't know if you saw that, but going through that last couple of corners, he was sliding. Ginger Tiger even had to check up out of the throttle a little bit to avoid hitting him, but everyone is okay and moving. If it hadn't been for that, Ginger Tiger might be challenging him for the 2nd position. He was gaining on him, now 0.6 of a second behind that AlphaTauri. Just behind Ginger Tiger is Maddie and Railpass, your top 5.
Absolutely, and if Ginger Tiger can put the pressure on Tarak, Zelchko can just say, well, while he does battle, I want to pull away as much as possible, and that will be the crucial one. And then passing the chicane of death, which is at turn 12, and then come up to turn 13, and then to turn 14, and then come to turn 15. Nearly said the words wrong. Turn 15, which is at the centre corner. put the pressure on. Tarak is losing a bit of time, and it looks like Pass getting close to Matty for 4, so you don't know which one to pick out of these battles, Tim.
Actually riding on board with Pass at the moment, as he was getting closer to Matty, but now Matty's putting some distance between the two. Pass not able to take advantage of the DRS that time. Matty in 4th place, trying to chase down Ginger Tiger, but he is 7/10 of a second behind him. Ginger Tiger starting to close in on Tarak now, got very close through that corner, and this was the same corner that Tarak almost spun it through last time, so maybe he's being a little bit more ginger on the throttle this time around, but nonetheless, Tarak still pulled away 7/10 of a second, separating him and the Aston Martin of Ginger Tiger, and much like I saw on Tuesday, Mal, we are seeing a train of cars that are fairly close, but it's going to turn into a DRS train where no one is going to be able to advance.
Absolutely, and this needs to be changed as soon as possible. And Korea fan, Ted, he was saying, we was talking to him earlier on, before we started the stream, he says he was looking forward to the race and hopefully to pick up some ground going from. And I'm telling you what now, on his debut, so far so good, from 12th to 10th. I know it's only 2 positions, but it's still steady progress in this race, and he might have a chance to make the move on to Russman. Oh, that was close. That was really close. And Sam has got the fastest lap of the race, too.
126.8 for Sab in the Red Bull, so good job to him. He's down there in 15th place, but the difference between this series in the Invictus Racing League and other series is that the Performance League, if you finish the race, you get points. So Sab, even if the race were to end right now and he finishes in 15th place, he would still get points, and he would still get the point for the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken on that.
He would be in the top 10 unless I'm mistaken. We'll have to double check that in a moment too. But normally when you have the fastest lap, you have to be within the top 10 as well. So we'll get that clarified in a moment too. So we're watching Pass trying to close the gap onto Matty, but because he made the move onto Poitras just before that start of the lap of lap 7, so Pass is trying to put all that experience that he has done in the past, like the last few seasons at the Performance League. Be interested to see what he can try and do this season, Tim.
And it is going to be very interesting. I was just watching Eric Pancakes actually got very close to Carrera Fan going into the corner. Thought for a minute that the Haas was going to chop the nose off of the Ferrari, but we avoided that contact, so that is always good to see. We'll take a look at Reshka. He's starting to close in on Party Trev in the AlphaTauri as Sab sets the fastest lap again, a 126.683 for the Red Bull driver.
So yeah, it's Sab who had a struggling start again. I don't know whether he had any contact from some of the drivers at the start of the race. He's still in 15th, but still racking those fastest laps in that Red Bull car. Yellow flag set to 3. That is, I believe, Korea Fan. Spoken to the commentator's curse. I'm so sorry about that, mate. So he's dropped himself down to 13th place. I think he either spun or made a massive mistake. And it looks like Matty and Korea Fan are both in the pits, Tim.
Yeah, Matty pulling into the pits now, and then Alfa Romeo actually leaving the pits. He's decided to take the hard tire, so he's going to make it a 1 stop today. We'll go back to the battle with Reshka and O'Steven. O'Steven's starting to get close to that Williams ahead of him.
So we're just watching that battle there, Tim. Do you think, I mean, Russman and O'Steven having some proper battles along the way. Be interesting to see how O'Steven can try and put the pressure on. Oh, he's gone wide! He's gone wide! And Russman, oh, what a move! What a move by Russman. By that mistake, obviously, from O'Steven, but he went round the outside at turn 10, and that was impressive, Tim. That was impressive.
He tried to go. O'Steven tried to make the move around Reshka, not able to do it, so Reshka holds on to 6th. Russman in 7th place now. O'Steven back down to 8th, and Eric Pancakes now on his tail. But he doesn't care who's behind him. He cares about who's in front of him. His car allocated teammate of Russman. He wants to get back by him and at least get back to the 7th position where he was running before.
Absolutely, and as you rightly said earlier on, this DRS train is it's not going to benefit some of these drivers at all. They're just never going to take any of the overtakes at all. Just watching Spud now. And it looks like O'Steven's now finally making the move into 7th, just about into turn 1. Is Eric Pancakes? Oh, Eric Pancakes going around the outside, and Russman made a mistake. And what a move! What a move by Eric Pancakes, and also Spud. So Russman, who went from 7th down to 10th in a matter of 2 corners, Tim.
And that is a huge surprise. Not sure what happened to Rustman there, but Eric Pancakes taking advantage of it, as well as Sir Spud. So 8th, 9th, and 10th, those 3 drivers in that mix, with O'Steven prevailing in the battle for 7th and running in 7th at the moment. Now over a second ahead of Eric Pancakes.
Absolutely, and now I wonder if Rustman can try and put the pressure on Sir Spud as much as possible. But he did make that mistake at turn 1, Tim. That's why he lost a few positions. Hence why he went down. And now Sir Spud going around the outside. We've got 2 wide scenario. Coming up to the end of the second sector. Oh, brilliant! Brilliant move from Sir Spud. Using that old experience back in the day. And now Rustman. Rustman now making the move from the DRS. And looks like Eric Pancakes is now in 10th place, Tim.
Right on board with Eric Pancakes, because I've got a feeling that he's going to get back by Rustman and maybe even back by Sir Spud. We're talking about a DRS train, but it seems like they have decided to not participate in the DRS train. But there goes Rustman into the pits. He's going to be the first one to blink in the mid-pack battle, and Tarak was one of the first to blink in the front of the pack battle. Zelchko Jablik still leads, with Ginger Tiger in 2nd and Rail Pass in 3rd after 10 of 29 laps. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver 61. Party Trev in 4th, Reshka in 5th, your top 5, with Sir Spud in 6th, O'Steven 7th, Eric Pancakes 8th, Wojtek in 9th, and Tarak in 10th, your top 10 at the moment.
And I tell you what, Sir Spud had a struggling qualifying. He had a massive struggling qualifying, and he's moved himself up to 6th, and that's some good moves. Eric Pancakes also from 16th to 8th, so that's halfway with the positions that he has got. Sir Spud obviously from 13th to 6th, that's the biggest move. Reshko from 11th to 5th, Pass from 9th to 3rd, so they are trying to push as much as possible. But bear in mind though, Tim, bear in mind that the top 9 have not pitted yet, and also Livingwall have not pitted yet, Tim.
And it's going to be interesting once the pit stops happen. It was just brought to my attention, a key pit stop coming for the win, says Paul Racetech. So we'll see just who is able to hit the nail on the head and who misses and just comes up a little bit short. Zelchko Jablik still leads, Rail Pass in 2nd, Party Trev in 3rd. Looks like Ginger Tiger has decided to pit, and he is going for the medium tires.
Yeah, you would expect the medium tires to go a bit further on. But if the people are on the hard tires, they'll guarantee to finish all the way to the end anyway. But I'm wondering if they're trying to stop those drivers with the medium tires to try and win their pit again, if they have to. But it all depends if they can try and keep it cool and calm as well. So I can't believe we're on lap 11:29. It's just insane, to be fair, absolutely insane. There's a couple of battles actually from the top 4 actually, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to be precise. So the 2 Williams driver allocate teammates for tonight, which is Pass and Reshka, trying to close the gap onto the AlphaTauri of Party Trev. So will he have a party time if he holds on for 2nd, Tim?
Well, we'll have to see, but Party Trev just got past his official teammate of Rail Pass. They're both part of Flash McQueen Racing, and he got past him in the 1st sector. Now Rail Pass just gives chase to him. So Party Trev looking a little bit faster than his teammate today, but that would honestly come as no surprise to anyone. His teammate being in the Williams and Party Trev in the AlphaTauri, a little bit better equipment for Party Trev as Rail Pass decides enough is enough and dives down into the pits. Party Trev inherits the lead after Zelchko Jablik pits.
Spud has spun. Spud has spun, and yellow flag set to 3. I wonder if he's he's lucky to get back in. But he has spun at turn 16. He had spun at turn 16. He's very, very lucky that he's holding on for 5th. He really is very, very lucky to hold on to finish. To hold on for 5th place. But again, you got Jablik, the other Mercedes driver, just behind Spud. Well, actually, Giga Tiger's just got ahead of Jablik and going too wide. Is Jablik trying to hold on? No, there's been contact between the 2 drivers. Jablik's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so Giga Tiger got ahead, but Jablik has got 3-second time penalty, Tim.
And I just caught that. It just looked like they were both trying to take up the same piece of real estate, and only one could be there. Contact made, as you said, and Zeljko Jablik goes wide and picks up the time penalty. An unjust time penalty, honestly, if you ask me, but we don't have control over that.
No, absolutely not. We don't control it, and obviously the race, the officials are saying, look, you've gone had a few warnings during the race. This is what you're going to get if you don't watch out. And it looked like, from what I saw, Tim, both drivers fairly trying to battle it out at one of the corners, and they're trying to push as much as possible. But Jablik trying to get himself back into the racing line. Giga Tiger was side by side. They had nowhere to go, caught each other, and then all of a sudden, that's where Jablik went wide, and he had nowhere to go. To be fair, he had nowhere to go.
And a bad day goes from to worse for Wojtek. He gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Our points leader going into this race won the race last week in Brazil, as we see Pass making a move on DXT Matty for the 7th position, but Wojtek not going to have the best of races today. At this point, he's just trying to limp it to the finish just to get a few points and then be done with Australia.
Absolutely, he just wants to get it done and dusted. But reminder, guys, if you're watching the stream, good evening to you all. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. For all the live races, we are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. If you haven't done that push that like button and be a massive help for us. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Russman and Reshka having a good battle for 9th and 10th. And Reshka really wants to try and put the pressure on with the fresh medium tyres. Russman on the hard tyres, try and play it safe, and he's trying to save ERS. He's trying to save ERS as much as possible. And Reshka's saying, well, I'm going to pounce at passing the chicane to death. Luckily, so far, so good for the drivers. And Reshka's going to go, I thought he was going to tease us there to try and make the move, Tim.
Reshka's Merlin Motorsport versus Hesketh Hunter's Russman 88, and Reshka had a chance to get around him, but I'll be honest, I don't think that if he'd have taken that chance that it would have worked out too well for either driver. That was just a disaster waiting to happen, so good move there by Reshka to recognize that and back off the throttle before they got to the corner, so now he can have another charge at him down the straightaway with the DRS, but he's got to be careful because of that car exiting the pits. Who is that ahead of him? That is Party Trev exiting the pits.
Absolutely, Russman's not having any second thoughts. He wants to try and make the move, but Polytrip try and plant that car. Oh, is Russman going to try and make the move? No, not yet.
Little bit of contact between the McLaren and the Williams. Reshka trying to get around Russman. They are getting impatient. Party Trev on cold tires will not be quite as fast out of the gate, but now that you see those tires warming up a little bit, he is pulling away, and looks like after the driver's pit in front of him, he might just be somewhere around the top 5.
Might, but it all depends if they can keep it cool and calm on the track and try not to make any silly mistakes. That's what the key is, to be fair. Reshka try and put the pressure on as much as possible to Russman. Matty's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Russman's now going to try and put the pressure on Polytrev. Oh, no. Well, actually, Polytrev's tyre wear is going to be a little bit warmed up. Oh my God, they're going right at the back. Russman try and put the pressure on as much as possible to Polytrev. But I tell you what, Tim, we could have a 3-wide scenario in a minute. Oh my God, there's been contact. There's been contact between Russman and Reshka.
So Zeljko Jablik at 126.5, the fastest lap of the race, as this battle for the mid-pack still carries on. We're right on board with Reshka. He's got a good view of it, but up ahead of him is Russman, Party Trev, and DXT Matty. Party Trev starting to get close to DXT Matty. Let's take a look at him now, and we'll ride on board and see if he can get around him. He's looking for it. He's on his outside. Will he be able to get him? Oh, it's so close, but he will clear him. Move Party Trev up into the 7th position. Matty down to 8th, and now 8th place is in jeopardy because Russman 88 trying to get around Matty for the 8th position.
Absolutely, Tim, absolutely. But Russman trying to save that ERS as much as possible. Russman trying to put the pressure on Matty. Reshka's got loads of ERS. He has got loads of ERS. Russman has only got like at least, I'm guessing, about 10% of that ERS. That's why he's trying to save as much as possible. And he might make the move. Taraka's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But Russman can't make the move. He can't make the move. Oh, Reshka trying to close the gap onto turn. they're keeping it cool and calm on that chicane of death. Now we have a chance. Reshka's going for it. Oh my god, we could have 3 wide! No! Oh my god, Tim. I tell you what a battle. What a great battle between Matty, Russman and Reshka tonight.
An impressive battle, and this is only for the 8th position. Imagine what they were doing if this was for the lead. Down the front straightaway once again, this will be another DRS train. There you see the DRS wide open on the McLaren of Russman, but Reshka had a little bit of a better run, so he's going to go underneath Russman.
Oh!
And it's side-by-side contact into turn number 1. Russman is able to successfully defend against Reshka, but cannot get around Matty. It's still the same running order, except Reshka dropping back a little bit further now. Russman looking underneath Matty, and he is not taking any chances. Actually, he's taking every chance, but taking no prisoners here. And now Matty's sliding around that corner just a little bit, but Russman still cannot find a way to get around him.
Absolutely, and while you're watching that battle now, Jablik and Spud, they're battling out for second and third, respectively. Every Pancakes is pulling away by 10 seconds, and Jablik is going to try and make the move on to Spud. No, don't do this! Don't you dare do this! Oh, they're going to stop beside 2 at the chicanes! No! Oh, 2 in a bed moment! Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant from Jablik! Oh my god, my heart was in my mouth there, Tim.
Couldn't have fit a piece of paper between the two, and there goes Reshka around Russman, trying to anyway. They are side by side through the corner, and Russman on the inside, Reshka on the outside. Who's going to win out? Reshka's got a little bit of momentum, but Russman has got determination and speed. But those hard tires just a little bit slower, but Russman not giving it up. It is just trading around for position, and now Russman might lose 2 positions to his car-allocated teammate of O'Steven, who's challenging him now. Reshka moves up into 9th, O'Steven in 11th, trying to make it 10th place. He's got the DRS and the run on him. He's side by side with the McLaren into turn number 1, but who's going to win out? It will be O'Steven. Move him up into the 10th position, but not before, contact again, contact with Russman and O'Steven, but Russman loses out and drops back to 11th.
Unbelievable. Yellow flag set to 1. Yellow flag set to 1. I believe that is pass. What's happened to pass? Pass has spun. Pass has spun at, I believe, turn 4. Yes, at turn 4. Yellow flag set to 1 still. But yeah, pass has dropped down. Pass has dropped down to, I believe, 12th, Tim.
And that looks to be just a driver error. And here goes Reshka trying to get around Matty. Not able to do it. He thought about it going into turn 10. So maybe we'll see another moment through turn 12. But Reshka not quite close enough and probably does not want to risk through turn 12. So he's going to follow Matty through this third sector. Probably try to get him going into turn number 1. But they've got to be very careful through here. Oh no, he might get him outside of this chicane of death. There he goes around the outside of Matty. And he clears him. Matty was just like a sitting duck.
Absolutely, yeah, flag set to 3. That is Spud. Spud, I'm just going to try and find out what's happened. Yes, Spud has spun. Spud has spun at, I believe, turn 14. Turn 14. So he's going to have to pit. He's got no choice. He's got to pit. I wonder if he had lost his the tyre wear. If it did, that's probably was the limiter for 16 laps on the mediums, Tim.
I think so. Eric Pancakes, though, he is just pitted for the soft tires. Reshka in 5th, trying to chase down Party Trev now. So that means that Zelchko Jablik has re-inherited the lead over Ginger Tiger and Turok, your top 3 with Party Trev, and Reshka, your top 5. Matty, O'Steven, Russman, Wojtek, and Pass, your top 10. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by Gridfinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver 61. Now, here is one thing that we need to focus on with the battle for the lead, is Zelchko Jablik has 3 seconds worth of time penalties. There you see it on your screen. Turok has 3 seconds worth of time penalties, but Ginger Tiger does not have any. Assuming that the stewards do not decide to take action against Ginger Tiger for the contact with him that led to Zelchko Jablik getting that time penalty, Zelchko needs to get at least 3 seconds ahead of Ginger Tiger. And so far, it looks like he's going to be able to do it. He's already got the 2.1, more or less, and he's slowly putting distance between the 2 drivers. But Ginger Tiger, I'm sure he knows what is on the line, and you know he's going to do everything in his power to keep that Mercedes just within striking distance, so to speak.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Matty's out! Matty is out! Matty is out of the, no, is it a virtual safety car? Is he still going?
He is still going, Matt, but he does not have a front wing. We are under virtual safety car conditions, and Zelchko Jablik is 3.2 seconds ahead of Ginger Tiger, but looks like the delta is making him drop back and change that significantly, so probably going to stay about 2 seconds between the two drivers until we go back green here.
Absolutely. I do apologise. To all the viewers. I thought he was out. The way he spun at turn 16 at Prost corner, I thought that was it. I thought Matty was out because he tried to hold on to that hard tyres as much as possible, but now he's got no front wing. He's going to have to try and get back to the pits, and unfortunately we'll have to go back. With the virtual safety cars now finished, so now Russman is going to put the pressure on. Oh, Stephen, 4, 6. Oh, Giga Tiger's got a 3-second time penalty, Tim.
So now it evens out, and Zelchko Jablik has the lead outright. Does not have to worry about a time penalty losing out to Ginger Tiger, but he just has to worry about Ginger Tiger being within DRS range. But here comes Russman around O'Steven. They're side by side, the two McLaren's car allocated teammates, but not actual teammates, and they are bumping and banging, and that just goes to show that they are not actual teammates. O'Steven prevails so far, but Russman going to try to mount another charge. A little bit of a bump into the back, 2 bumps into the back. What is this, short track racing in America or Formula One racing in Australia? Down the front straightaway, Russman will have the DRS. Will he be able to get around him before they get to turn 1? He's got the run, he's got the slipstream. It's going to be a side-by-side battle. There goes Russman around O'Steven like he was sitting still. O'Steven tries to mount a charge, but ultimately cannot do anything about it.
Absolutely, O'Steven could lose out a few more positions because Wojtek and Pass also having a bit of a good battle, and I do confirm that, Tim. It is definitely F1 at the Australian Grand Prix, just to clarify as well with the bumping scenario as well. But I saw that. I saw Russman was just saying, look, O'Steven, come on, push. That's what he's trying to say, push. Otherwise he's going to penalise, punish you, and that's what he did. Tim. And I tell you what, Wojtek, oh my God, Eric Pancakes makes a move. He's got to be careful not to cause any havoc. Oh my God, goes side with Pass. His Pass dropped down? Pass has dropped down because Eric Pancakes had that late braking move on turn 10, Tim.
Eric Pancake's definitely going for a ballsy move there, but he got it done up into 9th, and now maybe going into 8th place before too long. But look, take a look at his tires. He has only got 2 laps on those soft tires. Theoretically, he can go to the end. They might be screaming by the time he gets to the end, but Eric Pancakes, I fully expect him to stay on this compound, and at the moment, he is going to be a lot faster than these guys ahead of him on medium and hard tires. But the question is, when will the tires give up the ghost and decide that enough is enough and quit performing as well as they are for Eric Pancakes? And look at how he's stuck in this DRS train. Wojtek has DRS over O'Steven, so that means Eric Pancakes with the DRS cannot go anywhere, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings through the first chicane. Now looking underneath Wojtek as they approach turn 3, goes around the outside, but will he be able to get the move done? Not this time. Wojtek defends.
I tell you what, Wojtek, who made a massive mistake at turn 2, he's very lucky at the moment. He's very lucky to hold on to 8. Eric Pancakes and that soft tyres wants to try and put the pressure on as well, massively as well. So Spudder's got the fastest up of the race at the moment with a 125.741. Eric Pancakes is going to try doing it.
And he makes contact and he spins Eric Pancakes around.
I think that was a mistake from Pancakes. Because he was trying to do what he did earlier on, do that late braking move at turn 10. But because he could not control that car, he bumped into the side, and that was it. That was game over for Pancakes at the moment. He's going to try and get himself back into this.
And Pass making a move around the outside of Wojtek, or at least try to, but now it calms down, and I've got to agree with you, Mal. That was a driver error on Eric Pancake's part. There was no way he was making that corner. If that bump had not been there, he might have been okay. Maybe made a little bit of contact, but maybe not spun around. But that bump essentially he used it as a ramp, and it sent him into the side of the other car, and around went the Ferrari.
Absolutely, and it's just... I was just about to say to you, actually, Tim, do you think that was a driver error, or do you think that was a mistake from the other driver itself? But I think it was definitely 100% Eric Pancakes' fault to try and did what he did earlier on, and worked last time, but it didn't work the second time round.
I mean, honestly, the other car could have gave a little more room, But Eric Pancakes, even if the other car did give him room, he was not going to use it. He was already committed to going through the grass and over that bump. Definitely a huge driver error.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Wojtek is going to put the pressure on O'Stephen for 7th place. With Pass also putting the pressure on as well. Say, look, guys, if you make a mistake, I will be there. And they're going through the chicane of death. I tell you what, tonight, fair play to the drivers tonight. We have not seen any crashes during the race at the chicane of death. Now I've said that, it's going to be a commentator's curse now. Now I've said that. But yeah, hopefully not. But fair play, after 23 laps, that is impressive at the moment. But can Wojtek try and make the move onto O'Stephen for 7th after O'Stephen lost it to Russman? Oh, yellow flags to the one. Giga Tiger's out! Giga Tiger is out of the race! Safety car! We have finally got our safety car of the evening, Tim.
And this changes everything. What has happened to Ginger Tiger? Cannot see where he stopped. It looks like it's just at a turn 2.
Yeah, it was. Turn 2 has been a massive mistake for some of the drivers tonight in the qualifying. And also, I don't know if there was any, when Nigel Gash had that crash at turn 1, at the lap 1, I wonder if he had caught by another driver, which I don't know whether you caught it, but I don't know who it was, but it might have been caught with another driver in that turn 2 incident. So there's been a few drivers who've made mistakes or could not avoid those mistakes at turn 2, as well as the corners that you never expected that at all, Tim.
So now we might see some strategies changing, but I do want to give one of our viewers just a little bit of their moment in the sun. I like this saying so much I just have to say it. He said that he was a day late and $1 short, and I'm going to start using that. That is just a wonderful saying. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Late breaking moves. A day late and $1 short. Yeah, I like that. I like that saying, to be fair. That's cool, to be fair. So it was like a moment of truth, wasn't it? To be fair. It
really was. But I'm surprised to see Zelchko Jablik not pitting for the soft tires. I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from, that a lot of guys behind him have similar age tires as him. So he's trying to stay with track position because he's already got the pace. But my thinking is, how many of these guys behind him are going to go for soft tires just to try to make up all that lost ground? You got Eric Pancakes back there in 9th place, and he is pitting, looks like for another fresh set of tires, and Wojtek pitting as well. Of course, they cannot serve their time penalties in the pit, so it will still be added on at the end of the race. But then the top 7 are on at least 10-lap-old tires.
Yeah, I mean, if they can keep their cool, to keep their calm, and I keep saying it every time, but it is true though, if they can keep their composure and not put under a lot of pressure, I think they'll be alright. But with Wojtek, with the fresh softs, getting close to the guys who are on the mediums and hards, they're going to try and pull away as much as possible. But obviously I reckon there'll be a few more laps with the safety car, because obviously Sab, who's in 14th at the moment, he's just about to come up to turn 14 now. So the guys like Livingwall's had a terrible race tonight, so hopefully he'll try and bounce back next week in round 3. Career fan, obviously on his debut tonight, he's just hopefully he'll try and again, he's just putting on a steady pace at the moment in this race. So, and then Sab, again, I'm not sure what happened to him at the start, but hopefully he'll try and get some decent points in at the next few laps, which I tell you what, I don't know which one to say anymore, because it's like 6 laps remaining of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, and we've got our first safety car. We've had a few virtual safety cars, if you just joined, ladies and gentlemen. We're aiming for at least 10 likes tonight of the stream. If you like what you see so far, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League, and also like this video as well. Please do that, guys. It'd be a massive help for us. But yeah, it's played in everyone's hands, but I do think the guys who are just pitting for the softs, I think if they get to third, if Wojtek gets to third, that's a massive leap with probably about 4 or 5 laps remaining, to be fair. Do you agree with that?
I do. I definitely do, Malk. And Zelchko Jablik, he's pretty much the one that could lose this race. It is his race to lose. Of course, it could be Party Trev's race to win. If you take a look at the time penalties here, you've got 3 seconds on Zelchko, 3 seconds on Tarak, but then 0 on Party Trev and Reshka. Then Russman with 3 seconds, then 0 all the way back to Wojtek, who has 3 seconds, and then Sir Spud with no time penalties, Maddie with 3 seconds, Eric with 3 seconds, and Livingwall with 3 seconds. We got a lot of time penalties down on the board, so Party Trev, if he can stay close to Zelchko and Tarak, he might be able to jump them and walk away with this win. Of course, Reshka, he's going to be fighting very hard as well, but I focus a lot on Party Trev because if you take a look, he has got 11 laps on those medium tires. He has got the freshest tires of the top 7. It's not by much, but maybe it could be enough.
Maybe, but reminder, he got 3rd last week in Brazil. He had 3rd last week at Brazil, and it was a stellar drive from him. Absolute stellar drive. If he can get 3rd place again, this would be another, well, or even better than 3rd. That'll be an amazing achievement from his perspective as well. So, send us your comments, guys, if you're watching the stream. Who do you think will win the Australian Grand Prix for the Performance League on the PlayStation platform as well? So, I think the safety car is not ready yet. I think we're going to have one more lap, Tim. I think reckon we're going to have one more lap, and then let the finale begin of the last few laps, Tim.
And of course, once we go back green, there will be no chance of a safety car because it'll be too close to the end of the race. So this is going to be our only safety car for the Australian Grand Prix, and I am just so ready to see what's going to happen.
I think there'll be explosives going, not literally explosives, but you know, like something like, you know, something out of the ordinary with so many battles galore as well. So it all depends on how these guys can try and not make a mistake during these laps, and it's going to be tough. If Jablik can try and hold on against Tarak, I know Poitrev is going to be. If Poitrev can try and get within the 3 seconds of Jablik, that'll be fantastic. That'll be. I want to see him win. I want to see Poitrev win because he's been working so hard, like the last few seasons at Invictus Racing League. He's grown from strength to strength, and I could see him do well this league. He's having a great season so far. I know it's only 2 races in. Well, this is the 2nd race at the moment, but he is having a great start of the season too.
He really is. Of course, Zelchko Jablik for driving for Hesketh Hunters. You have Tarak there in 2nd in the Alpha Tauri. And what did you see? What did you see?
Sorry, Tim. I was getting you excited because the safety car is going to be in this lap. Safety car is in this lap, Tim.
Well, then it's going to be in this lap, and then these drivers, they are going to race for all the marbles. Hesketh Hunters versus ST Racing versus Flash McQueen Racing. The top 3 with Reshka and Russman. Your top 5, Steven, Railpass, Wojtek, Sir Spud, and Maddie. Your top 10, the safety car is pulling in, and we've got just a few more laps to decide it all. Zelchko Jablik will be your control car. He decides when to go, and none of the drivers can pass him until they get to the line or until he decides to go and they start racing. Zelchko Jablik making sure he's got heat in those tires. We're right on board with Party Trev, the 3rd place car. And there goes Zelchko Jablik, but Tarak in the Alpha Tower going to stay very close. And Party Trev actually dropping back. Who is that on the back of him? That is Reshka. But Reshka is now off into the grass because Russman dives down. Russman moves up to 4th. Now Reshka drops down to 6th place. Oh, and Pass is wrecked out.
Yeah, Pass is wrecked out. He's crashed at turn 2. I don't know if there was any contact. It was just last minute I saw for him. So the race is still going ahead. But Pass will be absolutely fuming. He'll be absolutely fuming at that. So at the moment, Steven trying to battle it out with Russman again. This is my two-driver battle of the day, I reckon. These two have been toe-to-toe. Matty Pancakes have gone ahead of Reshka. Reshka's dropped down to 10th place. Tim.
Yeah, Russman and O'Steven, they have pretty much had a race-long battle with each other. They're car-allocated teammates, but they are not actually teammates. So it doesn't matter if the car's the same color. They just want to be ahead of one another. Wojtek, though, your points leader, last week's winner, he has had a great rebound recovery drive. He is in 6th place at the moment, trying to get around O'Steven for 5th. He will have 3 seconds added on to his race time at the end of the race, but that doesn't mean that he can't try to pick off a couple of cars. There goes O'Steven looking underneath Russman, has to back out of it, doesn't back out of it, though. And now Wojtek on his outside, who does back out of it through the second to last corner, and Russman is defending very well against O'Steven. Wojtek is probably just sitting there like, come on guys, we've got to go. And now down the first straight win, oh my goodness, that was a Mercedes. Sir Spud is out of the race, and we almost have a 3-wide situation between O'Steven, Russman, and Wojtek, but Wojtek drops out of it. Sir Spud, DNF officially from this race. You saw that in the back of your screen just as Wojtek was fighting with Russman, and now there he goes around the 2 McLarens out of turn number 2. So move Wojtek up into the 4th position. O'Steven, and there was contact with his car-allocated teammate, the McLaren of Russman. O'Steven in 5th, Russman 6th, Eric Pancakes all the way up into 7th place because Matty has dropped down into 8th. 9th is Carrera Fan, 10th is Livingwall. A lot of drivers we did not expect to see in the top 10 already fighting out into the top 10. On board with Eric Pancakes, who almost got into the back of Russman in the McLaren. Russman 1.5 seconds behind O'Steven now, who is 1.4 seconds behind Wojtek. This battle is more or less calmed down, but just behind him, Carrera Fan tries to make a move around Matty. Can't do it. Matty hangs on to the 8th position. Carrera Fan in 9th, and now he is 7/8 of a second ahead of him. So Matty looking at Eric Pancakes and trying to get around him. He's got slightly older tires on those softs, but I don't think it matters, and I don't think Matty really cares. But there goes Eric Pancakes around Russman, or at least trying to. He should have some DRS on him, but it's not going to be enough, and Pancakes, he sends it in there anyway, and he has a lot of late braking, and there goes Russman. He's wiggling around, and Carrera Fan gets by for the 8th position. Matty into 7th. Russman drops all the way back to 9th place. It's lap 28 of 29 now, the final lap of the race. Zelchko Javlik leads Turok, and Party Trev will go to the battle for the lead in just a minute, but Matty, what a move, moving up into the 7th place. Turok 1.7 seconds behind Zelchko Javlik. Wojtek moves into 3rd.
Yeah, Livingwall's made past Russman. He's past that. Polytrev's out! Polytrev's out! He has spun at turn 2! He has spun at turn 2! Oh no! Polytrev will be absolutely fuming. So Javlik, at the moment, will be your winner of the Australian Grand Prix if everything goes as it plans. Unless O'Steven can put on a few rocket fuels or anything like that, I can't see that happening. But fair play to Javlik, who's keeping it cool and calm. But I would like to know what happened to Polytrev, because he looked like he spun at turn 2, unless he had contact, because he was getting right close to Tarak, unless I'm mistaken anyway. But he was getting close, but whether he got the back end of the dirty air, we're not sure. But Matty's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple wins, so he'll drop himself down to possibly 9th.
And rounding the final corner is the Mercedes of Zelchko Javlik. He got the pole, he got a time penalty, but he would not be denied the win in Australia. Congratulations to Zelchko Javlik. Turok finishing in 2nd. Wojtek will finish in 3rd. What a recovery drive from Wojtek. Eric Pancakes makes it up to 4th place, but drops down to 5th after the time penalty. Still a top 5. O'Steven moves up into 4th. Carrera Fan in his debut race finishes in 6th. Livingwall in 7th. Matty in 8th. Sav in 9th. Russman 10th. And Reshka in 11th.
What a drive. Unbelievable stuff from these drivers tonight. And I do agree. I think, because I was saying let's hope if Polytrev can try and get the win for this evening, and I think we've done a Comto's curse, I reckon, tonight, Tim. So Polytrev would be absolutely livid, because that was the best I think that was his best ever chance to win the Australian Grand Prix tonight. I'm just watching Reshka now, just coming up to the final few corners now after the Australian Grand Prix to finish off the round 2 of this evening. Unbelievable stuff, Tim.
Absolutely unbelievable. What an impressive final 4 laps. We will talk to our top 3 finishers of Zelchko Javlik, Turok and Wojtek here in just a moment. Eric Pancakes gets driver of the day, and you know what? Honestly, I have to agree with that. He deserves it. What an impressive drive and rebounding all the way to the 5th position. Congratulations to Eric Pancakes on that. Even if it's not a win or a podium, it's still nothing to scoff at. He goes from being a day late and a dollar short to finishing in the top 5. How do you like that? Zelchko Jablik, your winner officially for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by gridfinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver61. Turok in 2nd, Wojtek in 3rd, 4th is O. Steven, 5th is Eric Pancakes, Carrera Fan in 6th, 7th is Livingwall, 8th is Maddie, Sab in 9th, Russman 10th, 11th is Reshka, 12th is Party Trev, Sir Spud 13th, Rail Pass in 14th, 15th is Ginger Tiger, G Queasy in 16th, and 17th is Nitro Gash.
Mad, absolutely mad scenes. To be fair tonight, it's just going to be even more madder that we've got a different winner from this season, and it's interesting to see how these guys can try and push on. Jablik, what a drive from here! He started off in 1st and finishes off in 1st. Well done to him. And Tarak trying from 3rd to 2nd, and Wojtek dropped down after that brilliant recovery. And well done to Career Fan on his debut as well. On the Haas car as well. That's a tough going, to be fair, Tim.
And he is just over the moon right now, is Carrera Fan. So good job to him in his debut race, finishing in 6th. That is not just a good finish. That's not just a points day. That's just impressive no matter how you look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're just waiting for some of the drivers to join into the commentators box, and we'll be able to get our interviews going as well. Now, for the guys who have just joined in, the top 3 drivers, can you please make sure you allow voice to be shared as set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. That's all we ask for, guys. That's all we ask for. So while the top 3 drivers, while we've got the top 3 drivers battling now, and to get themselves sorted and ready to go, we'll get Tim ready to talk to the top 3 drivers and hear their thoughts of that unbelievable drive of the Australian Grand Prix. So, yeah, insane stuff. So, guys, are you all set, ready to go?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, ready.
Cool. Tarak, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Nice one. Yeah, nice one. Nice one. So I'll hand you over to Tim for the questions for tonight. Tim.
And we'll start with our winner, Zelchko Jablik in the Mercedes. You got the pole. It looked like it was pretty much yours to lose. And then out of the pits, you and Ginger Tiger have an impressive battle. You make some contact. You go wide. You get a time penalty. Walk us through the rest of your race from there. How did you recover to still win this race?
It's tough race, very tough. I said this is after pole. I said this is my race. This is my race. I had a good pace, and that's it.
So, what is your personal opinion on the contact between you and Ginger Tiger? Because from my view, what little I saw of it, it looked more like a racing incident than anything. But I'm sure that when it happened, neither of you were probably pretty happy. All right, and final question. How are you feeling now that you have a win this early in the season about your championship hopes? Well, congratulations, Zelchko Jablik, on your win in Australia. We'll go talk to the second place finisher, Turok, in the Alpha Tauri. So, Turok, you seem to have pace pretty much every week that you show up. But so far, this is your best finish on the season, which, with only 2 races into the season, it's not like you've had a bad season so far. But just tell us about how you were able to get this podium and how you expect the rest of your season to go.
Actually, I didn't believe I had the pace in the Alpha Tauri. Because I made some practice, but I didn't have the pace. But in the race and in the quali, you see, I got P3, and after that, if I could have passed Ginger Tiger in the pit stop, I could have won it. But anyways, it's a good result. It's actually my best result in 2 seasons.
Well, congratulations on that, Turok. So now, are you just worrying about the next race, or are you worrying about the bigger picture, which is the championship?
Yeah, I'm worrying about the both. It's just the start of the season, and yeah, everything is on play, or I don't know how you say. And yeah, I hope I don't crash, or because that was my my weakness. I crash or I spin a lot, so I hope I get rid of that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Turok, on your second place finish. We will go ahead and talk to our third place finisher, Wojtek in the Alpine. So, Wojtek, last week you win the race in Brazil. This week you have a decent qualifying run, but then it seemed like it all kind of, went downhill at the start of the race. But then you had an impressive recovery drive to come back to third from that drive-through penalty. Was that ever a realistic scenario in your brain after you got the drive-through?
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, I made probably the most silly mistake. I just got caught by VSC. At the end of the VSC, I was in the negative delta. I was like two hundredths of a second, so it was really silly, and I thought, okay, this is last game. But on the other hand, dropping down and have a clean air in front of me was like, okay, there is one job to do. Just keep my head down and just push. And yeah, it turned out well, but it was not an expected one, definitely.
So now that you have 2 podiums on the season, what is your overall outlook of the championship?
Seems great so far, but yeah, it's still early to decide and to comment on that. But yeah, so far so good. I'm really pleased with that results, actually, and I put a lot of effort into the practice this season because just trying to stay more consistent. But at the end, this is the most important thing, I think.
Well, it is Hesketh Hunters that take the win with Zelchko Jablik, the podium belonging to Turok and ST Racing, and Wojtek with Nitrotech Racing. Malk, do you have any questions or closing thoughts?
No questions at all. I just want to say well done to Jablik, Turok, and Wojtek for their top 3 finishes. That was a stellar of a job from them as well. So well done to those guys. Absolutely brilliant drives from them. Closing thoughts. There were so many battles galore, and again, drivers from some of them have made mistakes from certain corners that we did not expect at all. So, are we going to see more of that throughout the coming of the weeks? That's the big question of it all, to be fair. So, I've really enjoyed it tonight. I've really enjoyed it tonight. There's so many battles. The best battle for me was between O'Stephen and Russman. Those 2 drivers, the 2 McLaren drivers, the allocated teammates, the car allocated teammates of this evening. They had some really good battles, and they just wouldn't leave each other alone for the majority of the race. So, well done to those guys. Brilliant to everyone. It's just a shame, King of Tiger lose out 2 races in a row. I felt sorry for Nitric Gas because I really wanted him to do after that struggles at Brazil. There's a few drivers like Saab. Everyone else, I want them to do well. I really want them to do well. But hopefully next week they'll try and bounce back as well. Tim?
Well, I think that it's going to be a very intense realistic performance season if these first 2 races have anything to say about it, but it looks like that's all the time that we have. So once again, this has been the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by gridfinder.com, Nelcoat Hall, and Driver61. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. Thank you to all the drivers that raced with us, and congratulations to our podium sitters. And until next time, have fun and goodbye.
See